Hello guys, welcome back. Welcome back to Math with Gustavus. In this lesson, we'll be focusing on dividing fractions and whole numbers. There are two steps that I'm recommending. Step one, you convert the whole number to a fraction. You do that by simply dividing by 1. Step two, you carry out the steps for dividing fractions. I have done some videos on dividing fractions. Ensure that you take the time out to view them. Let's jump into this question. So the first question is 5 divided by 6 over 5. Now the first step is for us to convert the whole number to a fraction. The whole number in this case is 5. And again, we convert it to a fraction by dividing by 1. That is a fraction bar, then 1. So now we have two fractions. And this is where we start at step 2, where we divide fractions. The step in dividing fractions are 1, you keep the first fraction as is. So let me write that. So it's going to be 5 over 1. Then you change the division to multiplication. And then you reciprocate the second fraction. That will make it now what? 5 over 6. So here we have 5 over 1 times 5 over 6. Now we are at multiplying fractions now. Again guys, ensure you watch my video on multiplying fraction. Now we multiply fractions by multiplying our numerators, which would be 5 times 5, which is 25. Afterwards, we multiply our denominators, which would be 1 times 6, and that will give us 6. Here we have an improper fraction. We can convert that improper fraction to a mixed number by dividing the numerator by the denominator. So it's 25 divided by 6. That would be 4 times, and that would leave you with a remainder of 1, and then you put back here 6. If you're unsure if that is correct, you can always double check by multiplying your denominator and whole number, which is 6 times 4, 24, plus 1 give you back 25 over your denominator of 6. So good job guys. So that's the answer for the first one there. Let us now focus on the second one. Here we have 8 over 3 divided by 4. Our whole number in this case is 4. So it's going to be 4 over 1. Now it's down to us to divide a fraction. Remember the steps guys in dividing fraction. Write down the steps. So you're going to write back the first fraction as is. So it's 8 over 3. Afterwards, we change our division to multiplication. Then we flip or reciprocate the second fraction. So that will be 1 over 4. Now guys, we can multiply our numerators, which will be 8 times 1, which is 8. And then we multiply 3 times 4, which is 12. Here we have 8 over 12, which can be reduced. So you need to identify the highest common factor of 8 and 12. Now, the highest common factor of 8 and 12 would be 4. So we're going to divide both the numerator and denominator by 4. So it's 8 divided by 4, which will give you 2. And then 12 divided by 4 as well, which will give you 3. So your final answer for the second question is 2 over 3, or 2/3. Now on to number 3. Number 3, we have 16 divided by 10 over 3. Our whole number is 16. So we're going to divide that by 1, and now it's converted to a fraction. Now we need to divide this problem. Remember that in most cases when we're dividing fractions, we do not divide, but we convert our division to multiplication and then multiply from there on. So we're going to keep the first fraction, which would be, 16 over 1. Then we change our division to multiplication. Then we flip or reciprocate our second fraction. That means our numerator will now be 3 and our denominator would be 10. In the previous examples, I multiply the numerators and denominators. But in this one, we're going to look to cancel first. Remember that when we're canceling, we compare our numerators and denominator. So in this case, 16 and 1, can we reduce there? No. Then we check the numerator and denominator here. 3 and 10, can we? No. Then we check our diagonals. 16 and 10, can we reduce there? Yes. Now we look for the highest, preferably the highest common factor. The highest common factor in this case is 2, right? So we're going to divide the 16 by 2 and also divide the 10 by 2. So 16 divided by 2, that will give us 8. And then 10 divided by 2, that will give us 5. So we are left with 8 times 3, which is 24. And then 1 times 5, which is just 5 itself. We are now with an improper fraction, 24 over 5. That can be converted to a mixed number by dividing the 5 into the 24. So 5 into 24, that goes 4 times. And then that would leave us with a remainder of 4. And then we write back our denominator, which is 5. So our final answer for this one can be as an improper 24 over 5 and as a mixed number 4 and 4 over 5. Let's now focus on number 4. We can work a little bit faster since we're gaining more and more confidence. All right, first step, identify our whole number. After we have done that, divide it by 1. Then it's a division problem now. Remember the steps for dividing. Again, guys, go over and watch that video if you don't know how to divide fractions. All right, so it's going to be now, keep the first fraction, which is 7 over 5. Then convert our division to multiplication. Then we have what now? Reciprocate the second fraction, which will now be 1 over 49. Compare numerators and denominators. 7 and 5 can't reduce. 1 and 49 can't. 7 and 49, numerator and denominator, yes. So the highest common factor of 7 and 49 is 7 itself. So you'll say that 7 into 7 goes 1. And 7 into 49 goes 7. Your timetable, guys, is very important. The more you know timetables, more you'll be able to identify the highest common factor quickly. All right, there's nothing else there. There's nothing else there to reduce. So let's multiply our numerators. So it's 1 times 1, which will be 1, and then 5 times 7, which is 35. In this instance, we have a proper fraction, so we can't rather convert that to a mixed number. So we have to leave it as this. All right, I'm going to work number 5 and then number 6 is for you. So let's do number 5. Number 5 is 3 over 5 divided by 15. Our whole number is 15. So it's 15 over 1. Remember, when we're dividing fractions, we keep the first fraction as is. Says what? 3 over 7. Then we change our division to multiplication. Then we reciprocate the second fraction. All right, so it's now going to be 1 over 15. Always compare your numerators and denominators for the opportunity to reduce or simplify, right? If you look closely, we have 3 and 5, and we can simplify that quickly. So 3 into itself, 1, and 3 into 15 goes 5 times. So we're left with what? 1 over what? 35. Again, coincidentally, the both answers are the same. That wasn't planned. All right, that's something to be the same. All right, guys, number 6 is for you. This is where you express to me that you have learned a lot. Thank you very much for coming. Please share this question, this video with your friends, classmates, colleagues, students, everybody, neighbors. Ensure that they tune in to Math with Gustavus. See you guys soon.